In 2021, a 27-year-old became the youngest crypto billionaire on the planet. He was nothing more than a shy, awkward kid who happened to write a document from his bedroom at 19 years old. But this document would go on to change his life and create an industry worth hundreds of billions of dollars. His name was Vitalik Buterin, and the craziest part of this story isn't what Vitalik became, it's the way he managed to revolutionize the entire crypto industry, start the modern day crypto gold rush, and give hundreds of thousands of people like you and me the opportunity to change their lives. If you're interested in anything crypto and tech related, stick around, because at the end I'm going to show you why the door he opened in 2015 is still wide open today. Vitalik's story starts back in 2010 in a bedroom in Toronto. A 16-year-old Russian kid sat at his computer heartbroken. Vitalik spent years building up World of Warcraft character, and one day the company behind the game pushed an update that deleted his favorite spell. He cried himself to sleep that night, and shortly after he quit the game forever. On the surface it sounded like he was just a kid rage quitting a video game, but that update planted an idea in Vitalik's head that night that would eventually be worth hundreds of billions of dollars, because it wasn't just a temper tantrum that Vitalik took from that. He took a very valuable lesson too. When one company controls the system, they can change the rules on whenever they feel like it, and there's nothing you can do about it. A year later, his dad mentioned Bitcoin to him. And funnily enough, Vitalik's first reaction was that it just sounded like rubbish, just magic internet money with no value. But the idea kept eating at him, because Bitcoin was the answer to the exact problem that game had shown him: a system with no company in charge, no one who could delete your spell overnight. So he felt drawn back to it. The problem was he had no money to buy Bitcoin, and no computer powerful enough to mine it, so he did the only thing available to a broke teenager. He started writing articles for a Bitcoin forum, and his pay was 5 Bitcoin per article. Back then that was worth about $4 each. Pocket money. Today, the pay from one of those articles would be over $320,000. As he wrote, he learned, and he dove deeper into the world of crypto than almost anyone alive. By 19, he was pitching ideas to the Bitcoin community. He believed that this technology could do so much more than send coins back and forth, and wanted to build on top of it. But the community he spent years serving looked at this awkward teenager, and without thinking it over twice, rejected him. Vitalik was heartbroken for the second time, but instead of asking for permission again, he decided he'd take matters into his own hands. He wrote his own blueprint, a white paper describing a brand new system from scratch, and he sent it out fully expecting the experts to tear it apart and show him why it wouldn't work, but nobody could. That document was the Ethereum white paper, written at 19 by a quiet kid who got rejected one too many times. And within a couple of years, that document became a live network that would create more wealth than almost any invention in modern history. But to understand how a teenager's rejected idea turned into a gold rush, and where people like you and me come into it, you first need to understand what he actually built. Think back to the iPod. When it came out, it was revolutionary, but it did one thing: play music. It did that one thing brilliantly, but it did nothing else. You couldn't message anyone on it, you couldn't run Instagram on it. It was a closed box that played songs. That's what Bitcoin was. The iPod of money. Amazing at its one job, sending and storing value without any company in charge. But that's where it ended. What Vitalik built was the iPhone, the same core idea, except now it came with an app store. Suddenly, anyone, anywhere in the world could build apps on top of it. Trading apps, payment apps, games, marketplaces, whatever they could imagine. That's what Ethereum did. It took blockchain from being one product to being a platform. But the moment Vitalik created an app store, he also created a brand new problem. Someone had to build the apps. That one sentence is what built an entire crypto gold rush. Here's what people get wrong about how the money was actually made. Everyone assumes the only way to make money from Ethereum was buying ETH back in 2015 and holding on for dear life. And if you did that, fair play to you. But there was a second group of people who did just as well, with zero gambling involved: the builders. It's kind of like how during the actual gold rush, the people who sold the shovels made the most. The reason builders got paid was because of simple supply and demand. There are roughly 30 million software developers in the world, and there's fewer than 30,000 of them that could build on a blockchain. That's less than 1/10%. Meanwhile, the apps they were building were handling billions of dollars. And in crypto, the code is the product. All it takes is one bug or one vulnerability, and hundreds of millions of dollars disappear. It's happened over and over again. And once that money's gone, it's gone. So when a protocol hired someone to write or check code, they didn't go cheap. And years later, that door is still wide open, and I'm telling you this from experience. I got kicked out of school twice. I had no degree, and at 21, I was working at Chainlink earning near enough £10,000 a month base salary with token incentives on top. My strongest months hit £17,000. That was a door Vitalik opened, and it's still open because my students keep walking through it. Korede came to me as a computer science student with literally zero blockchain experience, and we got him building a real project for Pudgy Penguins, one of the biggest names in the crypto space. When he applied to Binance, he was up against 70 other applicants, and he was the only one with real hands-on blockchain experience. He was hired within 2 months whilst he was still at university. This is exactly what I help people do inside the Crypto Accelerator. Vitalik created an industry where entry-level roles start where senior-level roles in normal tech roles finish. We're talking £70,000 to £80,000 a year floor before a single token, and the ladder runs to £150,000 to £250,000 and beyond. This is the true crypto gold rush. Now I know exactly what your brain is telling you right now. That was back then. Ethereum launched in 2015 and I'm a decade late. And that exact thought is the reason this opportunity still exists. Everyone hears the word crypto and their brain shuts off. It's too complicated, it's a whole different career path, they'd have to start from zero. A lot of people don't even know developers exist in this industry. They think crypto is just investing, charts, candles, buying coins and praying. Others just write the whole thing off as gambling. And while everyone believes one of those stories, almost nobody applies. The protocols are still fighting over the same tiny pool of developers, and the misconception is the moat. Because the reality is, if you can code, which every developer can, you're not starting from zero. You're already 70% of the way there. The blockchain part on top is the only thing you're missing. When Vitalik learned this stuff, there was barely any documentation on Earth. When I learned it, it took me 2 years of grinding alone. Today, with AI as your study partner and the right guidance, a developer can pick this up in a matter of months. So the very beliefs keeping everyone else out of the opportunity is the reason why the opportunity is still sitting there for you. You don't need to be the next Vitalik. That's the whole point of this story. His ecosystem needs thousands of completely normal developers, and it pays them like they're rare. And the best part for people like you and me is the industry never asks about your degree. I didn't have one, so the only question to ask is, can you build the thing? Proof of work is absolutely everything in this industry, and it's the second moat. You can't actually get any project without any proof of work, and you can't get any proof of work without any projects. That's what I help you solve. I take people interested in tech with a basic understanding of coding and teach them a few gate-kept secrets required to apply their knowledge onto the blockchain. Then I actively place them into projects myself so that they can access that proof of work and guarantee a high-paying tech role. And just to give you a perspective of what a high-paying tech role is, there's 3 high-paying roles in crypto right now that pay up to $350,000 a year. And there's one where you don't even need a company to hire you first. You can prove yourself publicly from your bedroom and let others come to you. Most developers never even heard these jobs exist. I've broken down all 3 in the video on your screen right now. What they are, exactly what they pay, and how you get started in each one. So if this story showed you the door, that video shows you what's on the other side. Click it and I'll see you there in a second.